It's come down to the end. It's been a great week in the hills of Indiana, and we thank you for joining in on the action. And before we get to the last day of the hunt, here's a few highlights to show you what you've missed if you're just now tuning in.
Day 1, November 4th, walking into something that I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. But here I just got set up my tree, for Christ's sake. Just shot one. It's gotta be done. Let's freaking go.
That's Carl's meal tonight.
This pup, man, first night, drove all the way down here. It was 21 and a half hours for me. And
morning of day 2 here in southern Indiana.
All right, boys and girls, I'm here with my secret weapon, Mr. John Eberhart. Pull me up, Mr. Eberhart. Okay, look at this.
Oh my God.
And some days you want to break your bow over your leg.
what a specimen, dude.
We had a money shot.
Oh, there's blood everywhere.
Yes, dude. Yes. Nice little deer on public land, Indiana.
Come on, let's walk together. Let's hold hands.
Shot at John.
I am absolutely beside myself right now. Man, what an emotional game, I tell you. Just yesterday was just a straight roller coaster.
Happy birthday to Rob. Look at all the trash he's got.
Yeah, brother. That's a beautiful buck.
Indiana, public land. I made a move. I made a move.
Look at that.
I think it's just a big spike. Freaking stud. It's just not in my chips for Indiana. He wanted no part, so he took off.
Just shot a buck here.
How big is he, Dustin?
Somewhere between 100 and 180.
Good job, buddy.
Stud, dude.
The old stag for the buck.
It's the final day here in Indiana, and Clayton and Fred are still at it, trying to fill their buck tags before the buzzer sounds. Let's see if they can pull it off.
I was a little too shook up to do a recap up in the tree there, but that was the buck that I came in here after. Nicknamed him Crab Claw. He's a non-typical funky looking deer. He's got like 2 giant spikes, or like a brow and a split on his left, and then he's got a good 5 or 6 points on his right side. I saw him in here the other night. It was too dark for camera light, and I came in here after him. And self-filming is just super hard, and I'm definitely not good at it. But you know, I had the shot at that deer at 15 yards, and I should have just been okay with the 360 footage. But I tried to get my big camera on him, and I think he saw me move that camera. He didn't bust when I let down. But he bounded off to 40 yards, and I held my 30 pin a good bit high and let it rip, and just skimmed it right over the top of his back. He was at about 40 yards when I shot that arrow. But grabbed the arrow, no blood or hair on it or anything like that, and I watched the deer run off like he was fine. So
it is the last full day of the tagged out tour. Majority of all the boys left this morning or leaving this morning. Probably won't hunt tomorrow. Some people didn't call it early. I think my team is leading. It's gonna be up to me and our fearless captain to go ahead and seal the deal. But it's a cold front right now. It's 35 degrees. This is the coldest weather we've had since we've been here. Bucks should be on their feet. They will be on their feet. I ain't hardly seen a doe or a buck at night. Coming in here last night, I saw every buck you could imagine. Big ones, small ones in between, saw a lot of does. Should be pretty good. I'm going back into a spot that's perfect. Sets up perfect for a northeast wind, which is what we got. It's private corn on 2 corners of it. And last night was the first day I saw something to get my heart racing. I saw a buck, probably 150, maybe 160, G2s long as hell, and it got my heart racing. I'm going back in there. It'll be an all-day sit. I'm hoping I can get it done early. Maybe he might come cruising back through, but more than likely it'll probably be late this afternoon when I do kill. But regardless, something might have to die today.
It's cold, bro. It's cold. It's getting to be mid-morning, and Fred finally has a nice buck working into bow range.
shot. Maybe I hit an artery, but I hit him way back. Way back. Way down. So at about 10:15 this morning, I shot one pretty far back. I really don't know what happened with the shot. I don't know if I just wasn't settled in. I felt like I might have hit my elbow on something, but I pushed that joker. It happens. It ain't pretty. It ain't something I wanted to do. But it's been, what, 5-6 hours since I let the arrow fly. But just in case, I am going to run up around the road and see if I can get the landowner's permission to walk onto the land and look for the deer. But he walked off bleeding, bedded down about 60 yards onto private land. I stayed in the tree for about another hour, got down, gathered all my stuff, and sat at the base of my tree for another 2 hours, took a nap. I go ask permission to look, and I wait on reinforcements. I don't know, we might have to call a dog. I hope not. I hope he is dead right on the other side of the hill. After he bedded down for about 20 minutes, I watched him stand up, and he walked straight back towards the public land. I hope he's dead. That will seal the deal. It's been some pretty tough hunting. We had hot weather, not idealistic for hunting the rut, but it happens.
To be safe, Fred backed out and gave the buck nearly 24 hours before him and Caden took up the trail.
Shot a buck yesterday at about 10 o'clock, between 10 o'clock and 10:30. Wasn't a good shot. I shot him far back. Shot straight through his hams, but he was quartering away. I'm about 22 feet above him. The shot angle went in pretty good enough to hit some intestines. I was using a pretty good broadhead. It's got a 2.3 inch cut. But I gave him 24 hours. Now we're back in here looking for him. When I shot, he pinwheeled about 20 yards back around me, came to the base of my tree. And when I was trying to grab another arrow, he looked straight up at me. But he didn't run off. He really couldn't run off. He was gimp on his back leg. He couldn't even walk on it, but it was blood running down his leg. I'm hoping I nicked an artery. But he ran about 60 yards and he bedded. After I watched him for about 20-30 minutes, he got up and he just walked off, staggering. Now, I didn't track him yesterday because the shot was so bad. I just wanted to let him lay. But he could be dead just over his hill for all I know. But we're back in here this morning, seeing if we can find him dead somewhere.
It didn't take long, and Fred spotted his buck down in the creek bottom.
Oh, there we go. There we go. He didn't go too far. Hey. Sorry I put a bad shot on you, buddy. So let's think about my angle. You see, so I never really saw the other side of him because I shot him on the other side. Mm-hmm. Look where that broadhead ripped through.
Yep.
It turned up pretty good, I guess. We found him. My cameraman Caden followed me down in the woods. He tapped me and said, buzzers. You know what that means. Something's dead over there. He ran about 200 yards from where I shot him and tumbled down into the bottom of a creek bed. He was probably dead within the hour of me shooting him. But when you shoot a deer that far back, you want to be precautious and give it some time. I thought about calling a dog in here. The nearest track was probably two hours away. I called her off this morning and said we'll grid search the area pretty good. I'm kind of glad we didn't call the tracker. It would have got the dog some experience. But 200 yards from where I shot it, he laid dead on the side of a creek bank. I'm happy. I'm just glad he, I guess, didn't have to suffer that much. but we'll get a tag on. It's been a fun week. I'm glad I was able to notch an Indiana tag.
With a gross score of 98 inches plus 50 points for each deer, Fred's deer score is 148 plus 15 flex points for calling and shot and 25 points for 2 camera angles and overall quality, bringing Fred's total to 188, raising Team 50/50 score to 540. Team 2 Hundo finishes out at 628, and Team Venison Vendetta bringing up the rear with 0.
I mean, packing out, I'd rather pack it out than drag it out any day of the week. But we done, Indiana. I'm a little winded. Probably lost about 10 pounds over the course of this 7 days. I'm tired of walking these hills. It's time to take it back to flat land, man. Flat, I'm done with it.
Man, hunting camp was awesome. I think I can honestly say this has been the most fun deer hunting camp, deer hunting trip I have ever been on.
This has been my favorite hunt that I've ever been on.
You know, if somebody has to go home empty-handed, I'm glad it's me and not those other guys, because man, I'm really glad that they came, and they were really fun to hang out with in camp. So,
Rob Mendoza here with Jonathan Moreland. John, how did the week go?
It was awesome. Tagged out tour was dope. Even though I didn't kill anything, it was just awesome. Just being a part of somebody else's success.
Had an absolute amazing time down here in Indiana, meeting all these guys and hunting on the team. And
I wish I had this week back so that I could do it all over again.
It's been a very good trip. Good group of guys. Overall, I've had a really good time. I want to thank Tethrd, Greg, Ernie, the whole crew there. A lot of really good killers here at camp, so I learned a lot.
Now, you were on some pretty big bucks. Tell me what happened.
I was on one deer, Rob. Not bucks, buck.
That's not a lot of deer, John. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's been a long week, man.
yeah, good times. Yep.
Let's say I had one really good hunt. Called in 3 bucks. And that big mother.
Yeah, you know, we banged these hills, we ran into some heat, you know, had a tough time. But we got her done. We're heading home with some lumber and heading north, back home. Yep, with the heavy hammer. You bet.
I really had a good time. Had a good week, and you get me.
You sound like
yeah,
the bloopers.
The hunters here, the killers that are here, are what made it what it was. Until next time, thanks for watching, and see you guys later.
Oh, okay.